Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a makeup video. I haven't done one of these in a while because, and I keep saying this and I probably will keep saying it, I feel like nobody really watches my makeup videos but I enjoy them, and before I lost my sight it was a huge part of me and I loved makeup. And I feel like I am clinging on to that as much as I can now that I can't see. And I haven't bought any new makeup in a really long time because makeup is a very visual thing. But I do love Jeffree Star. And I have a few of his highlighters and a few of his lipsticks. And I know he has a few eyeshadow palettes and I've heard that they're very colourful and they sound very me. But again, I think it's that visual element, not being able to see them. But he released a new palette recently and I had to get it because I thought for, you know, the Ray a couple of years ago, she would have seen that palette and she would have probably lost her mind over it. And it's in my lap. Oh, what's the palette called? Oh, it is the Blue Blood palette. I know you're probably thinking, if you're like a true hard Jeffree Star fan, you're like, that palette came out like, I think it was March this palette came out. You're like so late to the bandwagon. No, I actually got this palette like a month ago. I wanted to get it when it first came out, but it was sold out, and then I waited till it restocked, and I have had this palette for about a month and been threatening to film a makeup video on it, but I've just, as you can probably tell, my routine's just been all over the place with filming and editing. So finally getting around to doing it. So if you can't see the Blue Blood palette, I'm holding it up just now. It is a baby blue palette and the box itself is kind of like a cross between a coffin and a jewellery box, which I think is really cool. It's got that kind of gothic badass tone to it, but it's also got that kind of girly feminine tone. And there's 18 colours in it. And as you can imagine, being called the Blue Blood palette, it's mostly all blue colours, so if you can see, you're probably like dying over it. I'll describe some of the colours to you. This isn't like a review of the palette, I am doing like a get ready with me, so I'm not going to go into too much graphic detail of the palette, but for all my visually impaired viewers I will describe some of the colours because it wouldn't be fair. So I've got my pen friend here because that's what I do. I've got little stickers in the back of my palette so I know what colour's what, because it'd be terrible if I put like a purple in my eye thinking it was blue and then blended it with another colour. It doesn't go. So I'm just randomly going to pick one. Okay, if you didn't hear that, one of the colours is called Ice Tray and it's a pale ice blue. So that sounds like a nice colour, you know, you'd put in your inner eye. So what else have we got?
Wealthy, a soft nude colour.
We've got Wealthy, which is a soft nude colour. So most of the colours in this palette are variations of greens and blues and greeny blues, but obviously you couldn't just bring out a palette with greens and blues and not have some like transition colours. So I think Wealthy would be like a nice base colour. Or I used to be really rigid and put these kind of colours in the creases, but I'm getting really more experimental with the colours I put in the crease. So I'll pick one more colour and then I'll get into it.
Power, a blue-grey.
And you've got Power, which is like a kind of darkish blue grey colour. I've never used that colour yet. I don't know, I know if I could see, that probably would be one I wouldn't very likely use. I'm not a huge fan of a kind of greyish bluish colour. Not my favourite kind of blue. My favourite kind of blues are like your teals and turquoises. Anyway, I think to start off this look, I am going to take... yeah, I'm going to take Minty. Let's see if I can find it.
Canon.
No.
Minty, a matte minty.
There you go. So Minty is a matte minty greeny blue. And that is my favourite colour right now for putting in the crease. And I know you're thinking, whoa, that's a scary colour for the crease, since I usually stick to like kind of browny colours in the crease. But you know, I've been watching a lot more makeup videos and thinking, you know, branch out, get a little bit more adventurous. So I will say as well, because it's Jeffree Star, his eyeshadows are highly, highly, highly pigmented. There's a particular colour on this palette which I'll not be using for various reasons, called Ocean Eyes. It's pure glitter, and I cannot use that colour without getting it everywhere. But Minty, I think, is quite a subtle colour, so I think I'm relatively safe. Let's see if I can find it again.
Untouchable.
No.
A soft pea. Minty. A matte minty.
There we go, I found it again. Just in case I was using, because it's kind of like a mirror reverse, the stickers. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to pop it. I've got the palette in my lap, which is why I'm looking down. I don't know why I look down, because... Actually, I'm going to go in with my finger first. I always say this, if you're blind and visually impaired and doing makeup, go in with your finger, because you're going to get more of a precision to begin with. And I'm putting just a cotton wool pad on my eye so that I'm getting it in the crease and nowhere else. And that brush is going to roll off my palette. No, it's fine. And I'm just dabbing it into my crease. This way, if there is any fallout as well, it'll fall straight out into the cotton pad. I do have the smallest eyes in the world, so it can be a bit tricky, but that's why you just do it a couple of times. I just realised when I was applying that, I was like looking down, and I thought this might be hard for sighted people to watch if I'm looking down. I'm just cleaning my brush, making sure there's no excess on it. A lot of people like to wait till the end before they blend all their eyeshadow together, but me being paranoid, I just do it here. So I'm just taking my MAC blending brush and giving Minty a quick sweep. So that's the crease colour. I do think that is one of my favourite colours. It is a subtle colour, but it's a minty tealy green nonetheless. So the next colour we're going to go for, how am I going to do this? The next colour I'm going to try and go for, now there's a terminology to describe this kind of eyeshadow look, and for the life of me I can't remember what it's called. So I'm going to take Blue Blood, if I can find it.
Blue Monday. A
No.
vibrant blue.
So it must be...
Blue Blood. A dark blue.
Right, Blue Blood, which is the palette's name as well, and it's basically a dark blue. I don't know how dark of a dark blue. That's basically when I was looking it up online and I was trying to get colour descriptions, as much as I got was dark blue. But I do know it is a... There's a hair in my face, there we go. It is a favoured colour among this palette. So I'm just taking a clean cotton pad, and I've lost it again. Wait till I locate it in the palette.
Blue Blood. A dark blue.
Okay. And we are going to take my finger and put it in the inner and the outer corner. So again, I'm going in with my cotton pads just to make sure there's no fallout, and just very lightly tapping. If you feel like you're not really getting a lot of product onto your eye, it's really not a big deal, because you can top up and you can keep going back and patting up. It's much easier to top up than it is to clean up. And I don't think that's just in the case of being blind. I think that's in the case of all people who do makeup. Oh, it's covering my eye a little bit too much. And just remember, my kittens and tigers watching this, you are beautiful with or without makeup, and you should only ever wear makeup for yourself. Don't wear it for nobody else. Okay, so that's those two done. I still need to do the other eye though. I was just about to blend it and I'm like, I have to do the other eye. So moving on to the left eye, though I think on camera it will come up as the right eye. Is very... Oh, there's a bit of sleep there. Well done, Rachel. This palette is very scary to work with if you are blind or visually impaired. If you're not confident with makeup, I don't think this is the palette for you, because even me, I'm relatively confident in makeup and I get the heebie-jeebies using this palette. So what I'm going to do is when I'm finished applying all the relative colours, I'm going to go off camera and get my mum just to make sure everything's blended okay and I don't have a whole load of blue under my eye, because that is my biggest concern. Okay, I'm going to take my blending brush now and just put a tiny little bit more of that. I always want the blues or the colours to stand out, but I always don't want them to be too much that there's lots of fallout. So I'm just blending them now as best to my abilities, and I am using the cotton pad for fallout. If it needs more blending, I'll give it more blending, but this is just to work with it just now. Okay, cool, we're sorted. The next colour I'm going in with is a relatively less scary colour. I'm actually really happy I get to use this colour now, because I like Blue Blood, but it scares me. So the next colour is called Cullinan. I'm just getting the appropriate brush for this colour. It's not really the appropriate brush, but it will do. Wait till I find it.
Priceless.
No.
Macaroni. Cullinan.
There you go.
Icy diamond white.
There you go. So if you had that, Cullinan is like an icy diamond white. So I think it would be a good colour if you wanted a really bam highlight colour in the inner or on the brow bone. Nobody seems to highlight their brow bone anymore. It's went out of fashion. I still do it. I like it. So I'm taking Cullinan and I'm putting that in the very centre of my eyes. The bit that I missed, because I only put Blue Blood on the inner and the outer corner. So I'm putting this right in the middle. And the good thing about this colour is it is just like an icy white colour. So you can't really go wrong with it. I'm still... You know what? I'm using my brush still. I don't want to use my brush. I want to use my fingers. Fingers are the best. So I'm just putting that right in the centre of my eye, dabbing it along. I always like going from dark to light. Then that way you can blend the light colour into the dark colour. It's much easier that way. And this just goes right smack bang in the centre. If you kind of feel like when you're doing your makeup you're just dabbing in sections and you feel like you're not covering the whole eye, it's okay, because when it comes to blending, the colours will move anyway. Because right now I kind of feel like I'm just dabbing right in the centre of my eye and not really moving, but when I blend it, it will move. I am low-key really nervous about this look. If it turns out the way I want it to, I'll be so happy. I just didn't want to do another simple boring look for you guys, because I feel like I'm always trying to play it safe on here. If it doesn't turn out the way I want it, then you know, that's just makeup, and that's just makeup being a blind person. So I'm just blending colouring. I'm actually going to take my blending brush because that brush is not doing anything. If I can find it. This isn't my blending brush, but it'll do. Okay, and to finish off, I am going to take, I think I'll take Wealthy. Let's see if I can find it now.
Wealthy, a soft nude colour.
There we go, I'm going to take Wealthy, which is, as you may or may not have heard, it's just a soft nude colour, and I'm going to just put it in my brow bone. I like to put kind of nude or highlight colours in my brow bone just in case the colour I've put in my crease is a crazy colour, like today, and I've taken the crazy colour accidentally up too high, so this will kind of erase, well not completely erase it, but it will calm that crazy colour down if it's went too high. So I'm just doing the other eye now. And I would usually put colouring up here, but I do think I need a more natural colour since this is already quite a statement eye look. Okay, so that's the way it's looking right now. I'm very well aware I could be looking like an unblended mess, so I'm just going to quickly go off camera and make sure it's blended all properly. So hopefully when you see me in the next 2 seconds it will be blended. So blended perfection in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! So I'm actually really chuffed. My mum says I had a little bit of fallout, which is to be expected with those kind of colours no matter how hard I try. And my left eye, which on camera is probably my right eye to you, was perfect. Didn't need any blending. But my right eye, which is probably my left eye to you, needed the tiniest bit of blending. So do you know what? I'm chuffed at that. And I kind of felt that it needed a bit blended more. It's just that I never know how much to blend because I'm always scared if I blend too much then the colours will just mush together, and if I blend too little you'll have lines. But yeah, I am really chuffed with that. So what I'm going to do is finish off the look. I'm going to put some of my mascara on. I don't know if this is my Maybelline Last Sensation one. I think it is. So actually no mascara mistakes because I wasn't trying to talk to you guys. I thought I'm just going to pretend I'm not filming. So that is the eyes. Finito. So I actually forgot to tell you, I have all my makeup already done. So my foundation, my blush, my highlight. So the very last thing to go on is my lips. And I've just got some lip gloss here. I think this is NYX lip gloss. Let me see what it's called because I actually haven't marked.
Shine lip gloss in the colour Frosted Walnut.
Right, so if you didn't hear that, it's NYX Mega Shine lip gloss in the colour Frosted Walnut. And if you don't know what colour Frosted Walnut is, think of a colour of a walnut, which is a kind of bronzy tan colour, but because it's frosted, it's you know, kind of like a shiny, lighter, bronzy colour, and that will warm the look up, because the warm is very cool toned with the blues. So just put it on. And it tastes like cherry, which I really like. Again, I think I'm in the minority and I'm the only one still out there that loves lip gloss. But that is everything for this makeup look. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, because I enjoyed filming it. It was a bit messy. I might have blue eyeshadow on my bed, but that's what washing sheets are for. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will talk to you in another video. Bye guys!